Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of April, right through the end of May 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your career or money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. We've officially moved into Taurus season, and that's all about finding new ways to increase your wealth, maybe implement new money-making ideas. You'll definitely be sticking to a budget or a plan, looking at repayments of bills, and it's basically about being ambitious and moving towards your goals and dreams with tenacity. Because, of course, Taurus energy, it represents wealth, stability, and putting plans in motion to secure your future. So we will all be influenced with the energy of this during the month. So let's see what is coming towards you regarding your career sector at this time and your financial situation. Well, the first card there is the Moon card. So some of you are feeling a little bit cautious, perhaps, about the next steps. Maybe you're in a very reflective period where you're thinking about implementing a new strategy. I feel like you're being a little bit more philosophical this month, where you're digging a little bit deeper in order to make sure that you're on the right path, but also really connect to those goals and dreams. Because, of course, the Moon card is all about your dreamscape. It's about you manifesting whatever it is you truly deserve and desire. But you may feel like you're in a period of change, transition, or metamorphosis at this time. I definitely see that you're forging your own way to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. I do see that you're on the right path. I mean, you've got the sun there as well, so there's a lot of success, there's a lot of positive things to look forward to, but some of you may feel that there are some major changes or shifts going on behind the scenes and you don't trust them at this time. But I feel following your hunches, following your intuition will lead you to being in a very secure position in your career, okay? But let's get a little bit deeper. We've got the Chariot card. So this is about direction this month. I definitely see that you're making major progress in your career. And with the Sun card present, this is you celebrating. I was just about to say celebrating a win. And you've got that 3 of Cups there, which is a card of celebration. It's like a relief. So it indicates something that perhaps you're worried about doesn't turn out negatively. It actually turns out positively, and there's a bit of a relief. So some of you could have felt really overwhelmed and drained with a lot of extra work on your plate, but I definitely see that you are on top of things. I feel like you tie up loose ends. You really, come to some sort of climax in your career where you basically finish one thing and then you're on to the next. There's a new start here. Look at that, 2 10s here. You're overwhelmed or you're overstretched right now. There's a lot going on and you are feeling drained because, of course, that Moon energy, it just feels like it's a lot, okay? So I feel some of you may also feel that where you're at right now, you're not really reaching your full potential. I mean, you're on the right path to accomplishing a goal or a dream, but you may feel some adjustments need to be made in order to move forward. Because I feel here there may be low support or maybe even a lack of reciprocity going on in your career sector right now. You may feel like there's office politics or people are not working together. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you feel that you need to prioritize a little bit more because you feel that something had your focus in the month of April that perhaps wasted your time, and you're trying to just get back on track and prioritize to what is really important. I definitely see a lot of you are working towards financial freedom. Some of you may be even thinking about launching a new business or being independent, or if you're already independent, I feel some of you are navigating some changes in your industry and trying to be flexible, especially since you have the Ten of Wands here. If you work for yourself, it's a lot, and there's a lot of different tasks that you have to do, and of course you need to prioritize on the most important, but at the same time you also have to pay close attention to the smaller minor things there, because everything is like an important cog in a wheel. So I feel, some of you may be delegating or outsourcing some of the responsibilities that you have. I feel like you're keeping the majority of stuff for yourself. So it could be administrative tasks or work or paperwork, maybe even, partnering up with an accountant or some sort of, tax advisor. I feel some of you are reaching out to professionals in your industry in order to outsource so you can streamline your time. And that's if you're an entrepreneur. If you work for a company, I feel some of you may actually find that a lot of work is coming your way, and with that Three of Cups there, I feel some of you may hear about people leaving the company, and it just feels like a lot of the work is coming your way. But with that Ten of Swords there, I feel that you get to change a way that you're working. So it could be that you're going to have an appraisal in the month of May with a boss or someone in a position of authority, and you air your views that, of course, you're on top of things, and you're paying close attention to detail, and that you love what you do, but at the same time it's a lot. And if they really want you to be able to focus on the most important, then maybe they need to restructure and delegate some of the minor tasks or responsibilities to other people in the company, because I feel there's a bit of a restructure going on here in your company or in your industry, and it just streamlines time. It just frees you up a little bit, because your last card there is the Nine of Pentacles, which is a little bit more freedom, a little bit more enjoyment in what you do. But also I feel like this month, my beautiful Aries, you're going to be able to save a little bit more money than you have been recently. But let's get to the main energy for each card. Your first card there is the Moon card. Now, with the Moon card, it can indicate an energy of feeling drained, being in a transition period, and this can be in many different sectors. For some of you, it could be that you're moving house, right? And if you're relocating, because we have the Chariot card there and the Ten of Wands, it can indicate that, when you've finished work, you go home to packing boxes, and it just feels like you're exhausted. You're trying to be on top of things, but it just feels like you're a little bit off center because everything is a little bit in an upheaval, okay? But things will get easier when you make that transition. It'll just feel like relief, and you're going to really love where you're moving to. So if you're currently moving, or you're trying to orchestrate some sort of relocation, it can feel like a lot. For some of you, if you work for a company, it could mean that where you work is relocating. Maybe they're setting up new premises somewhere else, or they're reshuffling offices, and it just feels like there's extra work on top of the work that you are doing right now. And it may feel like you don't have a base, or you need a little bit more stability to do what you do. So it could be that offices are being moved around, or there's a office refurb going on, and certain areas are locked off, or there's extra noise, for example, if there's drilling going on, or some of you, it could be that you're thinking about being seconded to a different branch. But ultimately, I feel there's a lot going on right now, and you're feeling exhausted. This is a period, as I said, of transition, but it's also a period where you're tapping into your inner awareness and paying close attention to your hunches, especially if you feel like there's more work coming your way. Maybe, certain industries, and I feel it's pretty much across the board at the moment, 2024 and 2025 are going to experience this energy of reshuffles, merges, and downsizing in certain sectors. So some of you may be just keeping an eye on the world at large and the industry that you work in, and noticing these structures coming or restructures coming. And you may be feeling like it's almost like you may preempt that there's going to be some major downsizing going on, and you're trying to secure your position or put yourself in a really great position to be flexible, to have new knowledge, open up your skill set in some way. And some of you may even be thinking about setting up that second stream of income, or being financially independent by setting up an independent independent business so that you're more in control of whatever it is that you do. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got a Ten of Swords here. Now, I will pull a card on it because it can indicate some of you are, quietly putting your resume out there because you're ending a position. I feel some of you may have worked really hard for the company that you're in, and it could be bonus time, or it's just after bonus time if you're lucky. Not every company is experiencing bonuses at this moment in time, but if you got a bonus, some of you may be thinking about putting your resume out there and getting a new position. By the end of May, you'll have that new position, and I feel like you're moving into more money. You're staircasing in some way. For others, I feel like you're making progress in your industry. You may decide to stay where you're at, but it's hard work. And you may feel overstretched. And I feel what you have to recognize is that the moon, it cannot shine all by itself, okay? You've got the sun card as your outcome energy, so this is you being more energized. We are in Taurus season, of course, and Mars, which plays a huge influence in all of our energy, and of course is highly connected to you, my beautiful Aries. It has been hidden for the last couple of months, so you may have felt really drained and maybe even felt a little bit chaotic, but as we move through this time period, you're actually going to feel more focused, more energized, and have a lot more ambition and drive, and you're just noticing where there are energy vampires in the working environment. So you may be distancing yourself from these people or even these practices. For example, if there's like a monthly meeting and you think, oh, not another monthly meeting, we're just discussing the same old stuff, you may actually find a new way to approach it by actually raising some new points. I'm actually getting like a weird energy coming through, like a voting system. Okay, so it could be that there's going to be something that comes up in the month of May for a majority of you where you have to vote on something or give your views on something in order to change a process or a practice that is currently in motion. If you're an entrepreneur, this could sort of materialize in the form of an industry event that is trying to change your sector for fairer work pay or higher standards in the working environment. This may be something that you'll become a part of or give your views on. In a company, if you work for a company, it could be that there's a voting system on something that perhaps has not been working or has been challenging, and you give your ideas on how to make it more client-friendly, or you just give your ideas of how it can be better. That's what I'm getting here. So it just came in there, really random voting system. So please take it as it resonates. I mean, it could also be an appraisal where you actually give your ideas on how to change things in the current working environment in order to streamline and not waste time, not waste your resources or feel like you're unfulfilling your potential in some area. I feel like there could be what I feel here is an end of something that has been one-sided. So it could be that someone is not pulling their weight in the industry, or someone, with the Three of Cups there, it could be that someone has been draining resources or just not supporting you in your endeavors, or even like gossiping. I would say definitely be careful of involving yourself in gossip this month, because walls have ears, and I feel this gossip could come to light. So just watch out for that. It's almost like you could be walking down the hallway and come across a couple of people who are gossiping about something. And if you just stop to say, hey, what's going on? And then they continue talking about what they're talking about, and you didn't partake in it, but you're just standing there, it could be heard and you're seen as part of the group. So just watch out for that. That's coming through there as well. But this moon card, it says find clarity. Follow your own path. So when we get this card, this month for you is all about direction, making sure that you're headed in the right direction. The moon card is all about following your hunches, and it's also about creativity, transforming your career environment to romance your career in some way, to fall in love with it again, because you may have felt that whilst you enjoy what you do, it becomes a bit of a repetitive cycle, and you're trying to approach it in a different way so that you fall in love with it all over again, because you spend a majority of time doing your work, and you may as well enjoy where you're at. And of course, we all do stuff that we don't enjoy in order to pay the bills. We take jobs that just get us by, so I totally get that, but I feel like you're trying to live in the moment and try and enjoy what you're doing right now, because these skills are transferable into other areas. If you're trying to use something as a springboard into another area, because that Ten of Swords is actually giving me a lot of energy of springboarding to something else. Something is over for you. So it could be that, you know, you feel like you've come as far as you can in a certain role. You've established yourself so far, and now you're looking to move. You may be feeling antsy that it's time to make progress and level up in some area, and you're just looking at your options right now. The Moon card is also a very interesting card because typically there is a dog and a wolf there, and that can represent a path being made clear for you to follow your dreams and goals. And whilst, you know, it looks like a big old mountain to climb, a path is being made available to you to find your way through with ease. And of course, that dog and the wolf, it can represent second streams of income, duality, because it's like, you know, both dogs and wolves are pack animals, but they thrive in different ways. So dogs represent stability, something a little bit more long-term, you know, something you can trust. And then, of course, the wolf is more independent, goes off, does its own thing. So I feel some of you may be actually weighing up your options right now, whether you want to work for a company or work with a company, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, do your own thing, or can you have the best of both worlds? Are you launching something behind the scenes right now that will set you up to be very financially independent, but at the same time you're doing like a main job that allows you to save a certain set of money to pay your bills each month. So I feel some of you are tapping into the energy that's available to you, especially since you've got the Chariot card, which again is a card of duality, two different directions. So this is a time period that if you are doing two different jobs or two different things and they require your time, that Ten of Wands tells me that you're exhausted. So make sure that you prioritize your time, but also some me time, some rest, recharging batteries there as well. Now, the Chariot card is a card of ambition, of triumph, committing yourself to your goals and dreams and making progress. So you're going to be super disciplined this month. You're going to be very productive. I feel some of you may be pushed and pulled in many different directions because it is going to be a very busy month for you. And for some of you, it could be that you're trying to tie up loose ends really quickly because you're taking a vacation, or some of you are thinking of retiring. It could be that you're training someone to do what you do, and part of you is like, you know, you're very serious about your reputation and leaving a legacy in that working environment. You're not just going to be like, screw you guys, I'm off. You know, I'll train this person to a certain degree, but I don't really care. I don't feel that at all. I feel like you're very serious about training the next person to do what you do before you retire because you still care about your reputation. And I feel for some of you, if you are in that bracket, because of course not everybody's going to be thinking about retirement right now, I feel you're going to learn, because I feel some of you are going to keep in contact with people that you worked with when you retire. You're going to learn that that person, they're just not up to scratch like you are. I mean, eventually they may get there with years and years and years of practice in the role, but I feel you're going to be sorely missed is what I see there. And also for some of you, because I am getting retirement vibes, some of you are thinking about your pensions at this time or really focusing on 401ks, thinking about your financial future. So you may be actually having a meeting with like a pensions person who comes in. Maybe there is some new information about pensions, or maybe you're setting one up, or maybe you're just being able to put a little bit more money into that pension this month that you're going to feel really proud of yourself, because I am feeling pension vibes coming out there as well. Now, also with that Chariot card, some of you are thinking about being more nomadic in your career. You may be thinking about taking your career on the road. If you're lucky enough to be able to do that, I feel it could be an end of a way of working so that you can be more free, so that you can actually visit lots of places and, you know, work on the go. And I definitely see that it's going to be hard. You know it's going to be hard. For some of you, it could be a bit isolating from time to time, but I feel like you're going to really enjoy being your own boss and, you know, setting yourself up to enjoy the world a little bit more at large. I feel like the world is your playground to some degree. And I mean, for some of you, this could just be a thought. How can I be more independent? How could I, you know, do what I do on the go? Could I be a consultant? Could I outsource my skills in some way? Could I set up a course of learning to help other people? How can I financially free myself up? So these may be thoughts that are going on in your mind in the month of May, but these are serious thoughts that you will start to implement as you move through the rest of the year. It feels very much like May is a month of focus, of clarity, and finding solutions to questions that you have right now about the pathway ahead. Now, for others of you, of course, you're taking a vacation or you've just come back from vacation and you're back in the daily grind, and you may feel you need another vacation to get over just re-entering the daily grind. It just feels like it's absorbing all of your energy and there's a lot to do. So if you did go away on a vacation and you trained someone up, I feel like some of you may return to your working environment realizing that the work wasn't done the way you'd hoped, and you may have to return to that. It feels like this person, well, it's almost like you're wondering what they were doing while you were away, because it feels like a lot of the stuff has been left undone. Okay, so you may feel that no one has really supported you in this role, but you will notice that people appreciate your skills because they're glad that you're back, okay? Also, the Chariot card is really about your ambition. It's about channeling your energy into what is important, focusing on those goals and dreams, and having all that willpower to move forward. This is you committing yourself to success, and you're going to achieve your goal. The Sun card is a card of success, of, growing in your career, heading in the right direction, and feeling really proud of yourself and celebrating your wins along the way, because we may have different milestones where we accomplish something. And we mustn't forget to celebrate those moments, because as humans, sometimes we're so consumed about the things that perhaps didn't go our way in the past, or experiences that we had in the past that tried to knock our confidence or derail us, or we're focusing on the goal that we want to accomplish that we feel we haven't quite got there yet. And we never really sit in the moment and say, you know what? I'm doing a good job, because it's tough. It's really hard out there. The Ten of Wands says you're doing a lot. You feel overstretched, or you're doing above and beyond. You're doing more than the average person in some way, and it just feels like there's no support there. Some of you are really close to burnout right now as well. But even though you may enjoy what you do, you keep on going, okay? And whilst that is admirable, your body may give you signs in the form of like a seasonal cold. Your immune system may be affected if you keep going at the pace that you're going at and not giving yourself some respite or a little bit of rest. So just watch out there as well. But the Ten of Wands also gives me this energy that you're really close to achieving that goal, because the Ten of Wands indicates endurance, strength, that you have been working extra hard. Some of you may have even been taking up extra hours or wanting to take up extra hours there in order to accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to focus on right now. And as you can see, this figure is near the home space. So it's like you're very near to finishing a project that's been hard, or you're really close to ending something that's been really difficult, and you're going to start afresh. You're transforming your working sector in some way. For some of you, it's that you've been working really hard to purchase property, because this figure is headed towards a home or a house there. So some of you may even be going into real estate and found the real estate market really difficult, but it will start to pick up is what I see there. So I definitely see some change in that market as well. Changes that perhaps you will not celebrate, but you will be really flexible with and find a solution to it long term. Now, of course, the Ten of Wands is a card of releasing something that perhaps has been too much, releasing a burden. So it could be that you restructure the way that you work in order to prioritize the most important tasks at hand to get the job done. And then, as I said, outsource or delegate the stuff that's a little bit minor or not so much, or you may not be paying attention to that this month. It doesn't feel like you're letting it build up. It feels like somehow someone else may be taking it over. So maybe after a conversation with a boss, where you get to delegate there. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, it may be that you're outsourcing to a company. As I said, it may be like an accountant or someone in a position of authority who can help you and ease the load so you don't have to think about it, even though I feel like you will still oversee it, if that makes sense. Now, for some of you, beautiful Aries, if you've come to this reading and you've just left a position, or you were made redundant, or you left a toxic environment where you felt very confused about the office politics, I definitely see that you've had it hard, that you've been searching for work in every place, and some of you may find that it's been too hard to find anything. You may find that some people have said that you're overqualified for a position, and that really basically means they love what you do and you've got the skill set, that you are highly trained and a pro at what you do, but they're just not willing to give the money out for what they feel you deserve, because they are acutely aware that you're really good and talented at what you do, okay? And so they may try to offer you a lower paycheck if you're looking for something new. I mean, with the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, you're not about it. I feel like you're valuing your skill set. The 9 of Pentacles does indicate some of you may actually land a role that's a little bit more freeing, okay, that gives you more time. It's more in alignment with your schedule, but also it allows you or affords you the opportunity to save more money. So I feel like there is an opportunity where you are attracting more. I feel like you're sticking to your plans. I feel like something will be offered to you that you'll celebrate. I feel the universe is going to surprise you with an opportunity there. That 6 of Pentacles, you're not expecting a role. You may have found it's really difficult. There may even be like a friend of yours who comes in the month of May that says, hey, have you thought about applying to this place? Or I've heard of an opportunity at this place, maybe even at their place. I feel there is a real potential here that a friend could do you a favor or let you in on an opportunity that they've just seen. So it could be that they send you like an advertisement for something and say, you'd be really awesome at this. It's a promotion. It's some sort of elevation. There's more of a title. I definitely see there's more responsibility, but there's so much potential in this role to increase your wealth. So, and I feel it's more creative. It's something that you'll love doing. So if you are currently searching for a role, do not fret. There is something coming in May, and it's going to be something that you love. It's almost like a dream job opportunity, okay? So moving away from energy, we've got the Empress card. It's in the resistance position. So some of you may feel like you're not completely where you should be in your career right now. Remember, we all have a path, and we shouldn't ever compare it to anybody else's path, because we all have divine timing. So it's really important to recognize that you're very skilled at what you do. Sometimes you doubt your skills, but there is an opportunity arising from May onwards for you to step into a new role. Whenever you get this card, this is the promotion card. It's a card of creativity. It's a card of nurturing your skill set, but it's also a card that indicates everything you've been working hard for. You know, if you consider those projects and those milestones, seeds that you've been planting along the way in your career, they're starting to flourish. So there are extra rewards available to you from May onwards, okay? This is a card that could indicate a bonus of some sort coming in for you. Some of you may feel that you've been neglected in your working environment, that you're unappreciated, but actually I see at the end of May that is going to change. There is some recognition or an award coming in that highlights that you're doing a really good job and that you're really good at what you do, and I feel, you know, you're attracting more prospects because of it there as well. Now, this card literally says, express your creativity, time to follow your intuition. So I definitely see here your intuitive leanings are going to play a major part in the month of May. So if you feel like there's some sort of restructure going on in your industry or in the company that you work for, I feel like you're ahead of the curve because you're tapping into that intuition. You may even hear of a managerial position become available because someone leaves, or it could even be that someone leaves the company who wasn't really pulling their weight anyway, someone who perhaps didn't get on with many people, or they're not very well liked. They may leave the company or be exited from the company, and it just ends a very sort of uncertain, austere, and caustic environment. It just feels like a nicer place once this person leaves, okay? So it almost like takes the pressure off. That's what I'm feeling here with this as well. Now, the Empress energy, of course, this is an energy here where some of you may feel that you've been a bit disconnected recently from your career, or disconnected in some way from your motivation, but that will return. You're a fire element, and you normally are very passionate, intense about what you do, and you're a go-getter and a goal setter. But you may have felt something was just a little bit off recently. This could be that you were going through something personal. For some of you, it could be hormonal fluctuations or something health related that you've been trying to deal with, and it just feels like there's been a lot of pressure for you to manage your health, but also do the work. And I feel like you're going to have a lot more clarity of mind and also more focus in the month of May, because I feel whatever it is that's been going on there, you're going to get a hold of it. You're going to control it. So if, for example, your hormones have been fluctuating and it's been playing havoc with you finding the right words to articulate yourself, or maybe you felt a little bit clouded in your energy or just less motivated, I definitely see that you're going to pinpoint what that could be, and you're going to be on it and change it. For some of you, it's the environment that you're working in. It's highly pressurized and it's like overstretching you, and you feel like you're going above and beyond, but then there's like someone taking advantage energy here. And I feel there's a potential here for you to really look at the environment that you're in right now and think, you know what? Even though I love what I do, I feel like I'm just being used for my skill set without a second thought. It almost feels like there's no room for maneuver, or you may feel that as long as you're hitting the tasks and getting all the work done, nobody really cares at what cost. And right now you're reevaluating, because the Empress energy is all about value. It's about setting healthier boundaries and saying enough is enough. So I feel some of you may have like a meeting or an appraisal at some point in the month of May, just to air your views and say, look, I'm on top of things, but you're asking a bit much right now. And I'm finding that in order to prioritize the most important things, I don't have enough time in the day to actually focus on other stuff. And I'm already working extra hours. So something needs to be done in order to filter things out. So I feel there could be an honest, open conversation coming in where your boss, especially if you work for a company, your boss understands, because they're also getting it. I feel this person is also under a lot of pressure and they completely understand where you're coming from. So I feel they actually will try to find a solution, even though part of you is like, they probably won't. But this person actually will try to find a solution. So I feel like you have a very strong ally here. Now, some of you beautiful Aries are thinking about launching your own business in the month of May. It's going to be very successful. Okay, I get an energy here with the Sun card that things are going to really expand quite quickly. It's a card of success, but also the Nine of Pentacles there tells me that, sticking to your plans, you're going to have security in the material world, and you're going to be disciplined with yourself, really focused, and you're going to complete the tasks. And I feel this is for the long term. This is a really great investment in yourself, but also your career sector, you're really going to take off. Okay, even if you do not work for yourself, I definitely see that, you're hitting your milestones in your career and things are taking off for you. And there's something to celebrate here. That Three of Cups indicates, coming together to celebrate a win or a relief, okay? And I definitely see there's a lot of joy here. So you'll be sharing some good news with the people that you really care about in your life. Three of Cups, it also indicates that where there was office politics or no support, suddenly there is a turnaround and people start working together a little bit more, probably because the energy changes. Mars can be a little bit fiery, so there may be some conflicts, but ultimately people start realizing you're all working towards the same goal. You just want to be able to pay the bills, upskill in some way, learn more about your craft, but at the same time, be in a position of security where you can have enough money to pay the bills and live a nice life, the good life, right? So I feel everybody's in the same boat there. And some of you, there may even be like a team building event or some sort of like office event where people come together and they actually start to open up about how difficult things have been recently. And each of you start to see that everybody's really feeling it, that there is a lot of pressure on, and you may even brainstorm amongst each other on how to come up with solutions to work together, but also make things easier, or maybe even form a group where you all go to HR or you all go to a governing body and say, look, we're doing the best that we can, but something needs to change. We need to restructure in some way in order to streamline and be more efficient, because right now we're overwhelmed, overworked, and you're just not getting the best productivity that you could do if you outsourced or in some way delegated some of the tasks or responsibilities to maybe junior positions, or, like overflow typing, filing, that sort of thing. So there could be a major conversation about that in the month of May. Some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, you may find that you have enough money to outsource or hire someone who could do those tasks for you. But again, I still get this sense that you're still overviewing things or in control of things long term. Now, I am picking up a very odd image in the water, but it's really actually a nice one. It's a handprint. So this could be that you're making your mark, but I'm being shown it closer because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. And there's actually lots of words making up this handprint. Let me see what I can see. Big word is success, strategy, passion, movement, management, incentives. There's loads of them. There's like hundreds of words making up this handprint. Now, this could be a very famous picture. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I've even seen something like this many moons ago. I think I've seen like a handprint once where it's got love written there and lots of things. But this is different. This is success. This is all about ambition. So it could be an image that you'll see over the next coming weeks or months, a handprint that's made up of words that are all about empowerment. And this could be an omen that you're making a mark, you're making a difference in your career, you have purpose, and you're looking at the legacy that you leave in a role. And I see that you're also on to better things. It's like you were here and you were in this position and you really made a difference, but now you may be actually taking things to the next level and either moving up the chain or moving into something else. Six of Pentacles, so look out for that image because I feel it's relevant. It may also symbolize more money coming in because the Six of Pentacles there indicates an unexpected resource from the universe. Now, I have to say, and nobody likes this message, okay? I feel that some of you are neglecting your own needs. Okay, and I feel there's an energy here of you sort of reconnecting to your personal sense of empowerment, but also seeing how talented and gifted you are. You're going to be super productive, but also I feel like, you're going to have a renewed sense of confidence. You're brimming with potential. Some of you may have been in a role for a long time and you feel like you're part of the furniture almost, that maybe you feel sometimes you go unnoticed, but this month you really are noticed for your skill set. You're stepping into some level of spotlight here where you're shining your light and your skill set is really coming to the fore. So you really are an asset to any team or industry or company that you work for or with. And I also feel that some of you tend to, when you love what you do, you go above and beyond, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the more you do, you may find the more is given to you. Okay, so it's not that you're going to coast and just pretend you're doing something when you're finished. I don't feel that at all. You tend to be someone who likes to be on the go, who likes to do what you do. But at the same time, I feel like there needs to be a readdress of the balance because it feels like you're an overgiver or you do so much and, other people kind of coast and they may try to delegate some work on you. So especially a boss or someone, I feel like there is a person who is an ally and they are under a lot of stress, but they may be given a command from someone who is their boss to outsource some of their work because they're about to take on more from someone else. It just feels like a chain of events, a chain reaction kind of energy where there's just a lot of pressure right now to make things work. So it could be that you hear of some sort of merge or restructure going on and it just feels like there's a major reshuffle and everybody's going to be affected there. So just make sure you protect your energy, and I feel there is going to be this pull of teamwork coming together, which does make it easier there as well. Now, also, I'm getting an energy that some of you are a little bit worried about debt or you're worried about your repayment plans. I feel like May is going to be a good month for you where you implement a really strict budget and you get on top of your payments. I also see that some of you are going to be able to save a little bit of extra money in order to think about retirement or a little bit of a savings pot for future events. But also I feel some of you are going to be able to treat yourself to a little something. Now, I feel like there's some good news coming in. There is something to be celebrated. So it could be that, if you reached a personal milestone in your career, you may purchase yourself a little something. It doesn't It could be something small. It could be something like large, whatever it is. I feel like you're treating yourself this month because you're proud of yourself and your accomplishments. So I definitely see there's something exciting coming in there for you. Six of Pentacles, it normally means the universe is sending something that is quite exciting. It's normally financial, so it could be a gift of a new role or a new incentive. For some of you, it's a bonus, okay? I really feel bonus energy here. For some of you, it could be a raise in your finances, a little bit of a raise, okay? But also, I feel some of you, when you get that bonus, you're gone. It feels very much like you're onto something new that actually is bringing in more money as well. And for some of you, this Six of Pentacles is the second stream of income. It just feels like one stream of income is increased and the other one is plateaued to a certain level. So if you are like spreading yourself thin, just be a little bit mindful of it, because I feel like, you know, you want to replenish your energy. And some of you also feel like you're working really hard and you're just not enjoying yourself or getting out there and having fun. But May, there's going to be a lot more invitations on a personal level for you to go out there, enjoy yourself. And, you know, that doesn't have to cost money. So I feel some of you are just, you know, catching up with friends, enjoying the moment, you're sharing the bill. I just feel like there's this real sort of change in vibration where things are just easier across the board. Also, I feel there could be someone who owed you money coming back in to pay it. So if you're a freelancer and someone has been delaying payment, you'll get it at the end of May. This may be something that is really, really like delayed, and suddenly I feel like you'll have to reach out and chase this person, but I feel like they will pay up. I mean, you shouldn't have to do that, but I do see that you'll have to chase this person to get them to pay up, but you'll celebrate the fact that, you know, they did, and perhaps that's the end of your working relationship. With that Ten of Swords, I feel like it's been too difficult and the trust is gone. Once someone reneges on a payment, you're not about it. You're not about to, you know, offer your services up for the same experience. So I feel like you're moving away from that there as well. Now, some of you may be contemplating, as I said, freelance work, setting up independently. It may be a change in the way that you work, but it's going to be successful. It will be hard work, but I feel like you're excited to get moving on something. We have the Sun card. This is your outcome energy, which is all about success, flourishing in your career, but it's also a card of plenty. So I feel like if you're worried about, you know, the start of the month feeling like things are not working in your favor or you're feeling drained, you're going to have more energy, but also there's going to be more finances available to you as well. The Sun card is a card of reaching a goal. It's a card of really having clarity about the next steps in your career sector, but also confidence when this card comes. This is an awakening in your career where you are leaving, you know, an energy vampire behind or a confusing situation behind. Some of you may have to make a major decision this month about your career sector or about your finances. For some of you, it could be that you have a really unacceptable experience in a financial establishment, and you're like, I'm not going to house my finances here anymore. I'm changing. So it could be that you are breaking away from things that you feel have run its course. For some of you, on a personal level, it could be that you're changing internet providers, or you are finding a better deal for a service that you've had for a long time, because I feel some reshuffling going on. This could be cable or a TV service if you're lucky enough to be able to afford those things, or it could be, you know, an energy provider. I feel like you're finding a better deal, a discounted deal all over the place in the month of May, and that just again puts more finances in your pocket. But the Sun card here, it says celebrate yourself, connecting to your inner child, and that's really about enjoying what you do, but also it's about celebrating your wins, because there is some sort of news coming in this month that sees that you're right on the mark. You're going to achieve a goal or something that you plan to do for the month of May, and you're just going to feel really proud of yourself. So it's important to celebrate those moments. And for some of you, it's you're taking a vacation and you've been yearning for this vacation and a break for a long time, and now you're going to move to the sun and have a great old time. And I did mention to some of you, you may be thinking about moving overseas or becoming more nomadic in the way that you work. And I feel like some of you, it's a big step. and it means leaving, a certain lifestyle behind. For some of you, it could mean that you're leaving friends behind, family behind. It's a big move. And for some of you, it could even be a promotion or a job opportunity that's offered to you, and you feel it's going to change your life in a great way, but also you're looking at what you're sort of leaving in order to achieve that goal. So you're not really leaving those people behind. They're always there for you. They're at the end of a phone, and you can always travel back and forth to see each other. So you're not losing anything per se. You are at a distance, of course, but you can still remain connected, and you're achieving a wonderful goal in your career sector and building a new way of working and a new lifestyle. So it can feel overwhelming, but you will make it work, and it's going to be very exciting for you. Now, I want to pull a card on the Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords partnered with the Ten of Wands is like your body may be giving you signs and signals that you're close to burnout, and enough is enough, okay? Ten of Swords could be a graceful ending of something, it's almost like a point of epiphany, a realization that you've been doing too much and things need to be readdressed. But also it can be that, something's run its course and there's no bad feeling. It's just that now you're elevating and you're moving into a different sector, and you are just changing something that perhaps you've been yearning to change for quite some time. You may even be staying where you're at, but you're just changing your approach to the way that you're working because it just feels like you're overwhelmed and it's not conducive to the work that you're doing. It feels like there's some unfulfilled potential here, or that you're wasting your resources with red tape or extra practices, especially if you're being micromanaged by a person, or if someone is asking you, what is it you do every day? Can you write a list of all the things that you do so that we can be aware of it? And you're like, well, actually, you hired me and you're giving me all the work to do, so you should know what I'm doing. Why don't you write the list? So I feel there may be some of that energy coming through. Okay, the star energy. The star is like, again, a moment of clarity, epiphany. You're seeing something has come to an end for you, or it's just not working for you. Could also be that you feel that you're not really supported in your current role, that you feel that you're not appreciated, so you're actually taking yourself somewhere else where you feel appreciated and you feel that your skill set is really utilized so that you can elevate. But with that star energy, this is like a wish come true. Endings tend to be new beginnings, so nothing really ends. It's like energy, it's transferred. And you've got the moon card there, which is a transition. It's a transferable skill, it's a transition period. You're moving on to better times and you're aligning yourself with a wish or an opportunity. Or you're moving through a difficult period in your working environment and you're going to come out on top. This is a card of you stepping into a spotlight. It's a card of having faith, but it's also a card of you entering a new phase where you're embracing new ideas, you're going through some growth in your career, and you are channeling and streamlining your focus and attention onto the goals at hand. And, I feel, you're going to materialize those goals and dreams on the physical plane, because this is you aligning yourself with a wish as well there. The star tends to represent a brighter future to look forward to. So if you've been having a tough time at work or things have been extra hard recently, there is going to be like a seasonal respite. It feels like things are going to start to calm down a little bit more, less paperwork, less phone calls, less emails. It just feels like things are getting to a manageable pace in the month of May. Now, also the star energy can indicate healing. So if you have been working in a toxic environment and you've left it, or you were made redundant, or you were fired, you could be in a period of healing, been a bit shell-shocked that there's been a major restructure, and you're really good at what you do. You're really talented. So don't let that experience knock your confidence. It meant that the company that you were working for was floundering and they needed to cut back, and they had a knee-jerk reaction. And I feel like, there's an energy here of kind of like regretting their decision, but at the same time, you may need to heal from what just happened. And now there's a wonderful new start available to you. Sometimes it's really important to see the canvas as a blank canvas that is exciting, and now you get to fill it the way you want to. You are, the hero of your own story. So now you can make any stroke you want, any step, any next move. It's your decision, and you're free to open yourself up to new opportunities. So rather than see it as a very daunting path, see it as an exciting one. Anything's possible. So I feel like you're shifting your perspective, and things are going to get way better for you. Also, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, and that is going to put you in a really great position long term. Now, we do have that Nine of Pentacles. Firstly, there's a major energy here of you being very disciplined this month. Things are going to be busy. You may feel pushed and pulled in many different directions. So you're going to be super organized, super on it, managing stress levels, and you're going to have many tools at your disposal in order to make things work. Also, this is about you creating a foundation of security in the material world. And also, I feel like you're sticking to your plans, to free yourself up and be more independent. So if you are being micromanaged, I feel like, there's going to be either a conversation or an event where this person leaves, and it's just going to free things up for you. Ultimately, this could be you launching a new business endeavor, new ideas, a startup of some sort. It could even be something that you're just formulating in your mind right now, because swords are very much about the brain, the mindscape. So this could be you thinking of new endeavors or how to end something in order to begin something else. But it's a very exciting time. Nine of Pentacles means that in the month of May, you're going to have enough, okay? It can indicate that you're going to be comfortable at least, and you may even have more money in your pocket at the end of the month than you spend, because I feel like you're keeping a tight rein on your finances this month as well. As you can see, she's holding on to Six Pentacles. Remember, those Six Pentacles are coming in from the universe, so I feel like you're saving an opportunity that the universe sends your way, and those Three Pentacles can be spent on bills, can be spent on having a good time, but also on making your life work in a level of simplicity where it just feels like you're streamlining and being more efficient. So I feel, yes, the month of May, it's going to be difficult, okay? But I feel like you're on it, you're finding solutions, and I feel there's more support available to you as well there, okay? Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Look at that. We've got Nightmare. And it says here, don't let fear rob you of your power. Haunted, fear challenges courage. So, I mean, the horse indicates, an ability to overcome, to gallop over the obstacle that, you've got the Chariot card, which often connects to the horse energy. So this is really about you finding solutions to any problems, leaving maybe a nightmare situation, or things have been a bit of a nightmare in your working environment or even in your financial situation, but you are going to come through this period and make things work. We've also got Moonlight. So some of you, as I said, I picked up an energy of second streams of income. So some of you may take on like a seasonal role on the side, or a freelance position, or set something up independently as well. Make sure you don't burn yourself out there, because if you spread yourself too thin, you'll feel completely exhausted and not really give too much to any situation there. It says, take a chance on someone new. Dating, flirt, first stages, and casual. Now, of course, there could be some level of chemistry between you and a person in the working environment, especially at a work event or a team building event. So if you're single and you don't mind mixing business with pleasure, there is an opportunity here for you, but that's your call. I mean, this Nine of Pentacles here tends to tell me that you're going to remain single if you are single. So you may just see it as a flirtation. You're not leading this person on, but it's like just a nice interaction in the working environment, but remaining professional. But this card, when you apply it to career reading, it's more about the first stages of something that you're formulating right now. You may see it as like an endeavor, a startup, but actually it's going to be bigger than you thought. So if you're just thinking about, maybe I should be independent, do something creative, put it on Etsy, or launch a website, or get a qualification and maybe step into a different direction, you're going to be so surprised, because your guides are giving you like whispers in your heart right now that this is the path. It's going to be bigger than you ever imagined, and it's going to bring in more wealth and security as well. And you're going to be pleasantly surprised there. Also, take a chance on someone new. This could indicate someone new in the working environment is hired, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I feel this could be you delegating. But some of you, there may be like a new intern or someone who's in like a junior role there that helps you out on something. And I feel, although they're not as good as you, I feel like they really will be some help. So take a chance on that person. We've also got supermoon. So this is about you accomplishing something that perhaps is really difficult, but you'll do it. It says here, you will emerge triumphant in the end. And you've got that Chariot card. That is your intention. You're driven this month and you're going to accomplish whatever it is you set out to. It says fate, victory, success, and achievement. So there is something to celebrate, and you are on a trajectory at the moment to experience a major win. Is it difficult? Yes. I'm not going to lie to you. The cards are telling me, the energy is telling me that things are difficult. I'm randomly seeing in the water right now a flying carpet. Now, this is really random, of course. Let me tap into that energy of that image. I'm being given an energy of elevating, rising up, of course, but it could also be an omen of success on a grand scale, to be free, to go a great distance in your career at speed. I feel like you're not rushing into anything. That's good. But I feel it could also be that there is a need to escape problems, but instead you're going to find a solution. You're on a quest for new experiences as well. And I definitely see that happening there. But I feel like you're going to travel a great distance and elevate in some way. I mean, the carpet can indicate a welcome. You know, I feel like you could be welcomed into a new company or environment or a new partnership or even like a new industry. And again, I feel like you've got a lot of experience. Even though you may feel that you're experiencing new things, I feel you bring a lot to that table of that endeavor, okay? So really random. I mean, you may actually see a video or something that has a magic carpet in it. It may coincide with some sort of good news that elevates you in your career. Okay, so we've got two trinkets here. We've got the cap and scroll. So that's an achievement. So it could be something that you've been studying for, maybe even a qualification or certification coming through. So congratulations there. Also, it could indicate that some of you are thinking about putting yourself on a course of study in order to elevate. But ultimately, when you get the cap and scroll, it means you pass the test or you accomplish something that was really hard that you've invested in for quite some time. It's coming to an end. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you've been in training for quite some time and now you're out there looking for work and looking for an opportunity, and your skill set will see you thrive in an industry that you've been studying all about. But also, I just see this as a win, as an accomplishment. And also, we've got the word yes. So that's very positive. This means, you know, something that perhaps you will, you know, do an air pump. That's what I'm feeling right now. Air pump, like, yes, you did it, whatever it was. And I feel it's a very positive energy for May for you. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Aries. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Before I go, I'm being shown one more image, and it's a frame, and I'm seeing Aries Employee of the Month. Random, I know. If you work for yourself, I mean, maybe you're going to award yourself that. But I feel this is more about you being recognized for your skill set in an industry that feels oversaturated. So, you know, take it as it resonates. If you work for a company, I just feel like there's some sort of recognition or acknowledgement that you're doing a really good job. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, and love and light.